Welcome back to another edition of the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Lucas Kihmm.
And I'm Mary Plankey.
We've got a lot of breaking news in the sports world, so let's get straight into it.
In recent developments, Loyola women's basketball coach Kate Ochter will not return as the head coach. Her departure comes 6 years after being promoted to head coach after the exit of Cheryl Swoops. This comes despite the women's team going 18-12 for its best season since 1989. Loyola announced that a national search will begin immediately before moving to the A10 conference.
Just like any offseason, there are always major changes that each team makes to become a champion. Specifically in the hockey world, the Chicago Blackhawks are looking to turn their team around and rebuild their organization. For more on this story is Amelia Villhauer.
Hockey trade season is officially upon us, and it seems that the changes the Blackhawks are undergoing are causing a stir amongst hockey fans. The new general manager, Kyle Davidson, is looking to completely rebuild the team's foundation for this new upcoming season. And rebuild he has. Davidson made his first bold move last Friday by trading forward Brandon Hagel to the Tampa Bay Lightning for the forwards Taylor Radish and Boris Tkachuk. Many fans felt strongly about the Hagel trade. The fan favorite had a 0.67 rate per game this season, but many wonder if he would be able to keep up his rate for the next season, and the Blackhawks want to trade him while his trade value is so high. Veteran goalie Marc-Andre Fleury was the next to go on Monday. Unlike his last trade from the Vegas Golden Knights to the Blackhawks, Fleury was very aware of his trade to the Minnesota Wild and had a short list of teams to be traded to. Fans were upset with the trade after a season of a .908 save percentage and the 2.95 goals against average. Finally, veteran forward Ryan Carpenter was traded to Calgary Flames. Carpenter ranked third on the team with 123 hits and a face-off percentage of 52.3% this season. His career spanned 7 seasons and 300 games. These trades have shown fans that Davidson doesn't fear making bold moves, no matter how unpopular they may be. Chicagoans remain on the edge of their seat in anticipation of what this next season holds for the Blackhawks. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Amelia Villhauer.
Thanks, Amelia. Baseball is back, and it's officially been more than 2 weeks after the MLB lockout. Teams are in the midst of spring training around the country, and for the Cubs and White Sox, they're both looking to have a World Series run this season. For an update on their training status is Amanda Maurer.
MLB spring training is in full swing, and both the White Sox and the Cubs are gearing up for their seasons in Arizona with the Cactus League. Right off the bat, the Chicago teams faced off in a doubleheader to begin their training on March 17th. The White Sox took both games and are currently sitting 5-2 for spring training so far. The Sox dealt the Cubs their only losses, putting the Cubs at 4-2-2. All eyes were on second baseman Nick Madrigal, who the Sox traded to the Cubs last season, but he did not make his Northside debut until their Monday win against the Reds. New player excitement continues for the Cubs, with Seiya Suzuki joining the team in Arizona after officially signing a 5-year contract on Friday. Suzuki took batting practice with the squad on Tuesday, and Cubs manager David Ross says he'll be making his debut tomorrow against the Rockies. The Cubs aren't the only ones with some new blood. The White Sox outfield prospect Joelki Cespedes stepped up to the plate this week, hitting 2 home runs in his first week in the big leagues. Cespedes will start the season in the minor leagues, but as the number 4 prospect on the MLB pipeline list, he could see some more time in the majors later this season. With less than 2 weeks left in an already abbreviated spring training, both teams are focused on getting their starting pitchers worked up to regular season pitch counts. The Cubs will host the Milwaukee Brewers for opening day on April 7th, and the White Sox head to Detroit for their first game the following day. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Amanda Maurer.
Thank you, Amanda.
In Loyola news, the Rambler men's basketball team ended their season in Pittsburgh after losing to the Ohio State Buckeyes. However, it isn't the end for Rambler sports. The men's volleyball team played the McKendree Bearcats Thursday night in Gentile Arena. So we sent RSL reporter Gabbi Lumma to give us a report on how the team played.
After a thrilling 5-set match, the Loyola Ramblers fell for the second time to the McKendree Bearcats in their second season matchup. Loyola was looking for revenge after the team fell to McKendree in its last match, the only team in the conference the team hadn't beaten. Redshirt senior setter Garrett Zolg led his team with a total of 54 assists, and redshirt junior outside hitter Andrew Lyons led with a .625 hitting percentage. In the first set, Loyola had control until 9 service errors let McKendree catch up. The Ramblers had almost tied the score back, but the play was reviewed and McKendree was given the point and the set. The second started as a back and forth, but ultimately McKendree held the lead to win. The third and fourth sets belonged to the Ramblers as they battled back to force a fifth set. McKendree held the lead in the fifth set until the end. Loyola had a few scoring runs but weren't able to bridge the gap and take the lead. Head coach Mark Holtz said McKendree showed him and his team their weak spots in blocking and serving, and he's ready to get back to work for their match on Saturday against number 10 Lewis University. The Ramblers returned to the court on Saturday, March 27th to face Lewis University for the second time this season. First serve is scheduled for 7 p.m. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Gabbi Lumma.
There's only 16 teams left in the March Madness men's basketball tournament, and all brackets have officially been busted after the first round of play. To tell us some of the biggest upsets in the tournament so far is Abbey Sileo.
March Madness isn't complete without bracket-busting upsets and Cinderella stories. With the Sweet 16 now underway, let's look back at the top upsets in the first and second rounds of the 2022 NCAA tournament. First up, the number 12 seed Richmond Spiders beat the number 5 seed Iowa Hawkeyes 67-63 in the first round. This was Iowa's 6th tournament appearance in 9 years, while it was Richmond's first since 2011. The Spiders didn't disappoint against the Big Ten Conference champions. Senior guard Jacob Gilliard and junior forward Tyler Burton led the charge with 24 and 18 points respectively. Iowa's offense, ranked 4th in the country, had their worst performance since January and their 3rd worst all season. Richmond advanced to face number 4 seed Providence, where they lost 79-51. While one Iowa team was sent home, another is heading to the Sweet 16. The number 11 seed Iowa State Cyclones defeated the number 3 seed Wisconsin Badgers 54-49 in the second round. This was a close game throughout, with Iowa State leading by just 1 point after the first half. But Iowa State held Wisconsin to a 29.8 shooting percentage, and the Badgers shot just 9% from behind the 3-point line. After a 2-22 record last year, Iowa State's program is turning around under first-year head coach TJ Otzelberger. They will face the number 10 seed Miami Hurricanes in Chicago this Friday at 8:59 p.m. Finally, we can't talk about this year's upsets without talking about St. Peter's Cinderella run to the Sweet 16. The 15 seed Peacocks beat the number 2 seed Kentucky Wildcats 85-79 in overtime. This victory marked just the 10th time a 15 seed beat a 2 seed in the first round. Next, they faced the 7 seed Murray State Racers, where they won 70-60. The Racers were one of the hottest teams coming into the tournament, with a 21-game winning streak going into this game. Senior forward Casey Nadefo led the Peacocks to break this streak, netting 17 points. None of St. Peter's players were ranked coming out of high school, but they've beat 2 Kentucky powerhouses. They become just the 3rd 15 seed in tournament history to make it to the Sweet 16. They will face the number 3 seed Purdue Boilermakers in Philadelphia this Friday at 6:09 p.m. We'll see if this small school from Jersey City, New Jersey can continue to make history. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Abbey Sileo.
Thank you, Abbey.
To stay up to date on all things Rambler Sports, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Loyola RSL. From all of us here at Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Mary Plankey.
And I'm Lucas Kihmm. And don't forget to turn off the lights.